What's going on, guys? My dudes, you're back at it again with another video, and today I'm here to bring you guys a quick SATA versus IDE hard drive comparison. Now, SATA, here's a SATA drive, was created because PATA was slow. PATA is slow. I mean, SATA's way faster. I mean, even the new NVMe SSD M.2 drives do barely saturate SATA 2. So, I mean, that just goes to show how crazy that is, because those drives can hit 3 gigabytes per second, like peak, and then these SATA 2 can support up to like 3 gigabytes per second transfer speed. And now this is PATA drives. They are slow, they suck, they have bad capacity per drive. This is a SATA drive. It's a lot faster, and it has higher capacity. This is the biggest PATA drive I have. It's 200 gigabytes. I wrote 200 on it in Sharpie because that's easier, but up here it says, if my camera will focus. Hold up. We're going to let this focus. I think you guys can see that. It says 200 gigabytes here. Let me zoom out a little bit. See if that'll focus up here. No, it's not going to focus. What the heck is this? But yeah, it says 200 gigabytes. It's a 200 gig drive, okay? It's a 200 gig drive, okay? 200 gigabytes. But anyways, this is the biggest IDE drive I have. As you can see, it's IDE there. But this drive, not this drive, and this drive, all of these drives, oh, nope, and this drive. These 4 drives, all 4 of these drives are equal to this drive right here. This drive right here is equal to 4 of these. Now, to be fair, these drives are not all the same capacity. The biggest they made for IDE, I think, was 250 gigs. And the biggest IDE I said I had, like I showed you, was 200. But then I have 200, I have 200, 280s, 220s, and a 15.3 gigabyte. Don't ask me why it's 15.3 gigs. That's just what it is. I think it was like really early for hard drives, so it was a very small hard drive. But the transfer speed on these things, you'd be insanely lucky to get a gig per second. The normal transfer speed for late IDE drive, like faster IDE drives, was 250 megabytes per second. It was slow. That means to boot an 8 gigabyte operating system like Windows 10, it would take a minimum of 4 seconds for every gig. And being that it's 8 gigabyte operating system, that's 4 times 8, which is, of course, 32. So it would take at a minimum of 32 seconds to boot Windows 10 from one of these drives. And then this drive right here, SATA 2, as I said, can get up to 3 gigabytes per second. So SATA drive can boot into Windows 10, and this is SATA 2, not even SATA 3. SATA 2 can boot into Windows 10 in 3 seconds. 3 gigabytes per second. It's an 8 gig file. 3 seconds. Not even hard, dude. And this thing takes 32. So 32 and 3, this thing is about 11 times faster. And as I said, it fits 4 of these drives in it. Now, to be fair, if I had all 250 gig drives, which I don't, but if I did, then it wouldn't be so many drives. And if I use my biggest drives, an 80, an 80, and a 200, that's 360 gigabytes, which isn't exactly the same size, but that's 3 drives, and that's slightly larger than this. And this isn't even a big SATA drive. A big SATA drive is 10 terabytes, dude. 10 terabytes. But all of these drives combined, all of these hard drives are 415.3 gigabytes. And this is 320. Like this one is 320, and these are 415. So that's just a quick IDE versus SATA comparison. And I mean, as I said, my first gaming computer, I still have a Pentium 4, was a Pentium 4, because I was born in 2004, and Pentium 4 came out in 2000. And I got a Pentium 4 for, I think, my 3rd birthday, a Pentium 4 desktop with 2 gigabytes of DDR, it doesn't want to focus because this is a crap camera. But yeah, it's a Pentium 4. This particular model came out in 2004. 1 megabyte of L2 cache, 2.8 gigahertz. And that was the very first CPU that I ever had. And it worked fine for then, but whatever. And yeah, and I had all these drives. I had so much hard drive. I had so much hard drive space. I was using Windows XP at the time, and I told you I had a 15.3 gig drive. That 15.3 gig drive was the master. That was all I had on it was Windows. No other programs, just Windows. And then the other, 5 drives? Yeah, 5 drives had other stuff on them. And it was very clogged, you know. I was like 3 or 4 years old at this time. I continued to use this until I was about 8 in 2012, until I got an upgrade to a Core 2 Duo system. And then I very recently upgraded to Ryzen 3, which I'm pretty sure I'll do a build video of that sometime soon. We'll see. But yeah. So just a quick IDE versus SATA comparison. As I said, this SATA is extremely fast by comparison and extremely high capacity. You can fit 10 terabytes onto a single disk with SATA, but with IDE, 250 gigabytes. That's 1/40th the size. 1/40th, dude. For the biggest IDE drive compared to the biggest SATA drive right now, that's a 40 times difference. Well, anyways, thanks for watching, guys. That's the end of the video. Quick IDE to SATA comparison. Thanks for watching. Bye.